What's up, guys? Nick here from Budget Decks, coming at you with another deck profile. Today we are going to be doing a Dinomist deck. That's right, our third Pendulum deck for this channel. So obviously this will not be very workable with the link format, but hey, this deck only cost me, I believe, only $15 or $16. I'll have to double check. I'll put the actual price in the title of the video. But I believe it only cost me 15 or 16 bucks. Really cheap deck, especially with a loaded extra deck. Now, granted, a lot of the extra deck I have already had because of the legendary dragon decks or just in my commons, just floating around. Like, honestly, it's kind of a mashed together deck. Just a quick little story as to why I built this, because under any circumstance, I normally would not have built this. This is because both the Heroic deck and the Dinomist deck were supposed to be Christmas presents for my two friends. The Heroic going to one, the Dinomist obviously going to another. It took me a month and a half to get this deck mailed to me. There were so many discrepancies. I ordered the entire deck from one vendor. That vendor went out of business the exact day that I had ordered the cards. So for 2 weeks, it was like, oh, your order's been shipped, when actually it was not shipped. That was just like an automated email or something. Then I had to go back, reorder everything. Thankfully, I got a refund. And then there was a inventory discrepancy with one of my trap cards that cost only like 5 cents. So that was great. So I had to then pay another $2 out of pocket for just some random cards to get the extra 2 trap cards, because the 2 trap cards, they make the deck. So anyway, enough about the deck. Let's get started. So as always, we are going to start with our extra deck. And you'll notice that my mat is upside down because today I was feeling like we should do something maybe just a little bit different. So in this deck, we are going to start with 1 Heavy Armor Trained Iron Wolf. This card lets machine monsters attack directly. Really good card. 1 Gear Gigant X. He searches, and he's powerful. 1 Utopia. It's Utopia. He negates stuff, and he's there to bring out Utopia Prime. After we bring out Utopia Prime, we bring out Dark Rebellion XYZ Dragon. Then we have number 37, Hope Woven Dragon Shark Spider thing. It's a good card. Then we have our rank 5s, which is Shark Fortress. 2 Cyber Dragon Novas. As you'll see, we got 2 of those bastards over here. And then 1 Cyber Dragon Infinity. And then 1 Gaia the Thunder Charge. Reason he's in it, I know it's kind of like, what the hell is he doing in there? It's because we run the Shark Fortress and 2 Novas, because you can summon him by overlaying another rank 5 XYZ, plus he does piercing damage, and he's got a lot of attack. He has relative synergy. And then last but not least, because we are running Nova, we can, of course, fusion summon Cyber and Dragon if he gets destroyed by card effects. So that's, there you go. That's the extra deck. That's all 13 or 14 cards. Now let's move on to our main deck. I apologize if I'm not going to be explaining the effects on this deck that much. Reason being because I haven't played this deck in about 2 months. So I'm sorry, you're just going to be getting the list, but I promise you it actually works. I will do my best, though, to do things. So first up, we play 3 Dinomist Rex. This guy, he attacks twice. Plus, you can discard an opponent's card at random from their hand. And he's at 2,400 attack, which is actually pretty good. And he's the only foil card in the main deck. That gives you an idea how cheap this deck actually is. 3 copies of Dinomist Brachion. Yeah, sorry, that's my center. 3 copies of Dinomist Brachion. Really good card. He special summons himself. He basically acts like a Cyber Dragon. As long as your opponent controls a monster with the highest original attack, he summons himself. So he's essentially the Cyber Dragon of the deck. Really good card. Really good card. Sorry, you're going to be seeing my arm shadow because I like to move things to the left. 3 copies of Dinomist Spinos. I don't know what he does, I'll be honest. It's been a long time since I've done this. You contribute 1 of the Dinomist monster, then activate 1 of his card effects. This card can attack your opponent directly. Ooh, that's good. Or this card can make a second attack during the battle phase of each turn. So he attacks twice or attacks directly. That's not bad. That's really not that bad at all. Then we play 3 copies of Dinomist Ceratops. We'll figure this out. I'm trying a new format with my videos. I'm sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. 3 Ceratops. He also Cyber Dragons himself to the field as long as you don't control a copy of him on the field. So as long as you have any other Dinomist that's not him, you can special summon him. You'll also notice there's a lot of level 5s, so that's why we run the Novas and the Shark Fortress. There's just a lot more level 5s and level 4s. Then we come to our level 4s. Dinomist Terron. This guy is your searcher. If he destroys an opponent's monster by battle, he's at 1800 attack, by the way, you get to search for one Dinomist card from your deck to your hand. Excellent card. And his artwork is honestly probably my favorite of the Dinomist. Like, I love that. He's literally a pterodactyl, but it's a robot. It's so cool. So cool. So cool. Last but not least, for rounding up for the monsters, 3 copies of Dinomist Plesiosaurus. Of the other Dinomist cards, monsters out there that are not already in the main deck, this is the best one. Reason being, your opponent will lose 100 attack for each Dinomist you control. You're going to be controlling 5 by the end of the duel, which meaning if your opponent loses half a stack of attack points on their Dark Magician, a lot of your monsters can power over that. That's a pretty powerful combo piece, in all honesty. I'd also like to mention that the pendulum effect on the Dinomist, there's 2 of them. The pendulum effect for this one, and half of the others, is you can negate and activate a card effect that targets another Dinomist card and then destroy this card in the pendulum zone. And then the other pendulum effect that they have is one that Terron has. If another Dinomist card you control would be destroyed by battle or opponent's card effect, you can destroy this card instead. So they have a really good way of putting themselves back into the extra deck, which you'll see there is actually a lot of synergy there with one of the spell cards. There's reason for it. There's reason. Now onto the spells. 3 Dinomist Charge. This is your Searcher. This is your Fire Formation Tenki. This is your I need to get a card in my hand. It's your Terraforming for monsters. That made no sense, but it searches out. Plus, it has the added effect, because it is a perma spell. If a Dinomist card is added from the field to the extra deck, face up, add one of those cards back to your hand. You can only activate that effect once per turn, but that's why those pendulum effects are so overpowered, because they destroy themselves, they go into the pendulum zone, then it comes right back into your hand where you can just put it right back in the pendulum zone. Absolutely fantastic card, Dinomist Charge. Love that card. Sorry, I'm really anal. Next is the draw power of the deck. 3 Moray of Greeds, and you're like, wow, you're running Moray of Greed in a machine deck. And I'm like, yes, I am, because if you didn't notice, all of the Dinomist are water types. Look at that. Water. It says water right there. Isn't that cool? I think that's cool. So you can run 3 Moray of Greeds. Now, let it be known, I bought the entire main deck for $12.58. I actually remember the number, and the reason I remember that number is because of this card. This card cost $3 each. 9 of the dollars was for Moray of Greed. This is where all the money goes. You can buy, if you can figure out a better draw power, maybe even Reckless Greed, and it can be it could be what? That's Reckless Greed is about $1.50 right now. That's $5 cheaper. $5 cheaper, Reckless Greed engine. It would work. Granted, you kind of need the Moray of Greed because it's, yeah. But this is the most expensive card in the deck. This is what made it $12.78 for the main deck. The only reason I don't know the full price of the entire thing is because of the extra deck, because a lot of those are my original cards that I did not buy. So anyway, 3 Moray of Greed. Sorry, I kind of went on a tangent there. My bad. Can't help it sometimes. I just gotta let my emotions out, man. 3 copies of Dynamic Power Load. Dynamic Power Load. Should be dynamic, but whatever. 3 copies of Dynamic Power Load. It's your field spell. It makes your Dynamis become ancient gears because cards and effects cannot be activated during the end of the until the end of the damage step. Plus, all Dynamis will gain 300 attack and defense, which really does help. That extra 300 genuinely... It surprises me because it turns your 1800 Terron into a 2100 Terron. It changes your 2500 Brachion, I think, into a 2800 Brachion. Like, it's a really good card. So 3 copies of Dynamic Power Load. Sorry, I'm going a little slow today. I'm sorry, guys. Man, I keep apologizing in between. 2 copies of Terraforming. It's Terraforming. 1 copy of Dark Hole. It's Dark Hole. And then it's a machine deck. 1 copy of Limiter Removal, because OTKs. So that is kind of the roundup for our spells. Now on to the traps. We are running a lot of traps. I think 11 or 12 traps. 3 copies of Dinomist Rush. This card is pretty good. When you special summon, you can special summon 1 Dinomist monster from your deck, and if you do, it's unaffected by card effects. But of course, you do have to destroy at your end phase. So I always activate this on my opponent's end phase. or maybe their main phase 2, to summon a Dinomist out, and then it gets destroyed. And then you just pendulum summon it to the field. Really good card. Really good card. Really good card. I keep saying really good card. Sorry, I'm like criticizing myself as I go because I can't help it. 3 copy of Dinomist Howling. This card makes the deck good. If this card did not exist, Dinomist would not be worth making at all. This card makes the deck. It sucks that you can't search it. It sucks that you know, the only way to get into it is your draw power. But this card, if you draw into it, is amazing. When this card's activated, you can place 1 or 2 Dinomist Pendulum monsters from your deck into your Pendulum Zone. You cannot Pendulum Summon monsters until the end of the next turn, except Dinomist monsters. Duh. Once per turn, you can also, if this card's already face up in your spell or trap zone, tribute a Tribute to Dinomist, target 1 card your opponent controls, return it to the hand. That's infuriating as hell. I love it. And the best part is, it's not you can only activate Dinomist Howling once per turn. It's a once per turn per card. If you have 3 of them on the field, you can activate that effect 3 different times. It's amazing. Absolutely amazing card. I love Dinomist Howling. This is the card that made me actually love the deck. I was just like, yo, this is a great deck. My friend's going to love it. I really hope he likes it. I really hope he likes it, actually. Like, I'm a little nervous. It's a good Dinomist Howling. Good card. Last but not least, just some basic back row destruction because I was, I needed 3 more cards and I was too dumb to think of the Reckless Greed engine. 2 Mirror Forces, just for some basic, field destruction, just in case, I don't know. Mirror Force is just a really good card to have, I feel. And then last but not least, Bottomless Trap Hole, one of my favorite traps because it just banishes. So anyway, guys, that was my Dinomist deck. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. It's a great little deck. I had a lot of fun saying it. I hope you guys had a lot of fun with it too. Anyway, y'all have a great rest of your evening, /day, /morning, /YouTube binge sesh. And remember, don't ever pay more than $1 for a Yu-Gi-Oh card, even though I paid $3 for Moray of Greed. Bye!